Hello, good morning, everyone. It is a Friday afternoon, so I'm going to show you um, what my warehouse looks like. I know things change quite rapidly, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of a tour here. So we have, let's see, how many rows of shelves? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, yeah, 5, 6. And I've just bought more. I'm gonna assemble those, so we'll have basically 6 rows here. I think I'm gonna assemble the new ones over here, probably, because we have some more space here. This shed, by the way, is 30 by 50, the indoor section that is. And then there is an additional carport, 20 by 30. Okay, so right now I'm still, this is a quite an arduous task of organizing everything, because a lot of the stuff, to be quite frank, is actually trash or semi-trash. I acquired it through a closeout sale, and so a lot of the stuff has been sitting in a warehouse since the 80s. Yeah, 80s, 90s, and the rubber is completely disintegrated and it's unusable. So yeah. So as you can see over here, I'm sorting through all these different flare fittings and compression fittings. Like I said, many of this I will never use. So it's somewhat regrettable because I don't have the courage to throw it out, because who knows? But at the same time, I sort of also hope that I would never have acquired it in the first place, because then I have to make the decision of whether to dispose of it or not. Okay, so here I have a few water heaters. We have 40-gallon, 50-gallon electric and gas. We have a softener. We have some low boys here, or actually I should say it's just a single low boy. Here we have some Christmas tree, camping equipment, odds and ends, supplies, tools, material that needs to be sorted. We have a compressor, another compressor, jackhammer, shop vacs, pipes, storage items. This is my charging station. So right now there is no electricity to this unit. So what I do is I have a solar panel, as you can see, which charges this battery. And then from the battery, I have a controller, and the controller allows me to hook up 12-volt items only. Now I could also do this inverter, but it hasn't been working. I don't know why. I think that it's not getting enough amperage for whatever reason. I'm gonna have to see the specs and see why it's not working. It should be working, but it isn't. So yeah, so I'm able, for example, to do this, and I have another one over there. But for the most part, I use it to charge my headlamps. So those headlamps I use constantly, every single day. I go through at least 1 or 2 charges on a typical full day of work. And so, yeah, so those I have to charge very frequently. So we have that. Okay, over here we have, this is just a used water heater that I'm not gonna be using anymore. It's just garbage, maybe spare parts. This is, these workhorse, what do you call them? Horse something. Okay. So this is to sort out things. I'm still in the process. Hopefully, and that's part of the reason why I'm giving you this video right now, is hopefully in a few months from now, it's gonna look significantly different, because it'll be a lot better organized. So that thing over there is pre-slope. That's used to make showers. Here we have 4-inch pipe. Here we have all kinds of toilet supplies. You can see here, different screws, and a lot of junk here. Different tools. I mean, half of these tools don't work. Like this one doesn't work. This one actually does. But this one is an old one. It's not active. This one is half broken. Yeah, funny stuff going on here. Yeah. To be honest, if somebody just vandalized or stole all of this, then I won't regret it much, because that takes the decision away from me whether to throw it out or not. Okay, so yeah, this shelf is a valuable shelf. There's a lot of toilet supplies here. This is a very valuable shelf. A lot of different valves over here. A lot of different valves here. This is the valve shelf. All kinds of faucets and valves over here. This extremely valuable row Here you have all kinds of different fittings. PVC, this is CPVC, PVC, and then we have 1/2 inch. It starts with the higher sizes here. Starts with 1.5 inches. This is actually 1.5 inches. Then we go to 1 inch, then 3/4, and then 1/2 inch. Spent a lot of times organizing this, by the way. And the same thing is with PVC. Start out with a higher size. This one is 1 inch, as you can see here, it's marked. Then we go down to 3/4, and then lastly we have 1/2 inch. And so right now, for the most part, plastic fittings are in plastic bins and metal fittings are in metal bins. So these are all metal. These are mostly angle stops. Not mostly, they're all of these are angle stops. This whole thing from here to here is angle stops. I should say supply stops. Sometimes some of them are actually straight stops. Here you have other kinds of valves. Here you can see galvanized. These are all galvanized fittings. And over here you have hose bibs. Over here you have different types of valves, like shut-off isolation valves, be it gate valves or sometimes ball valves, as you can see over here. It's either gate or ball, and they're usually sorted separately. So you have copper, this section over here. And in this row, we have all the sewer. Mostly these are DWV fittings, so they're larger sized. So we can start here. The higher shelves are the higher sizes. That's 4 inch, that's 3 inch. As you can see, a whole shelf full of 3 inch. This shelf here is 1.5 inch. And then the bottom one is 2 inch. And then on the floor, you have some rubber couplings and such. Like I said, a lot of this stuff here still needs to be sorted. So it's a work in progress, but you get the gist of it. This is what we have going right now. Some PEX rolls over here. And yeah, that's basically it. That's to play some music while I work here. That I put in yesterday. That is a Gable exhaust fan. So hopefully this is going to accomplish a lot. So instead of just acclimating this entire shed when it's from the extremely sweltering heat of Tampa to make it workable so that I can work in here, instead of doing that, we just turn on that fan, and as long as this is open, it'll suck the hot air in from the bottom and it'll pull it up and out because hot air rises. So it's gonna go up towards the top of this shed and then out. So essentially what it does is it brings fresh cold air in from the bottom continuously. And I believe and I hope that that's gonna make a huge difference in terms of comfort. So instead of just ACing the entire place, which requires, of course, insulating it as well. It's gonna be difficult to insulate. As you can see, the corners are basically open. You can see all these gaps in the corners, right? Where the metal is corrugated, and you see the gap over there. So yeah, it's very difficult to insulate this. And yeah, and it's also very difficult to, lower the temperature by, 30 degrees. I mean, if it's 105 outside, it needs to be 75 to be comfortable here. That takes a lot of energy and time as well. So that's a very effective and cost-effective alternative to acclimating the entire shed. So this is what we got going. Thank you for watching. I'm going to show you the rest of the property. Here we have some pipes. Here's the lawnmower. This is the pavers that I put in. Terrible job they did over here. We didn't put a proper underlayment of sand. So all of them broke. So this is probably going to be redone at some point in the future. But for now, that's what it is. Here we're going to have a bonfire at some point. I have to cut up those logs into smaller pieces, and then we're going to just do a bonfire. That hut over there needs to be demolished and disposed of. It's completely unusable, uninhabitable. And the mobile home is going to be rented out. So that's basically what you have going here. You can see the solar panels again. That's to bring electricity. That channel over there brings electricity from the main. You can see that pole over there. Not sure if you can see it behind that tree, but that's where the service main is for electricity, and we're going to bring it here to the shed that's to be done on the to-do list. And that's the well over there. I already did a whole new service line from the well to the house. I was suspecting that the old one didn't have good pressure, so this is a new one here. And I had to redo that as well because there was a leak over there. So yeah, so this is all new, and it's 1.25 inches instead of whatever. So 1.25 inches. And yeah, that's the property right here. 1 acre. All right, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.